So I'm still working on that design that I shared with you guys in the previous video, but right now I am frogging, as you can see. I had a little bit of a stitch pattern going here that I thought I was gonna like at the bottom here, but you see these little eyelets here coming across, but they're really not going to be that noticeable in the grand scheme of things. And when you just look at it like this, it's just going to look like there's this indentation, just like a little dent coming along here. And I don't think those little eyelets are going to show up as much as I wanted them to, because they would have been right here, right here. So I'm actually frogging back. I think I'm just gonna finish it off with garter stitch. It's just gonna be basic garter stitch and stockinette, which is fine with me because a lot of people like easy and simple projects to work on when they're knitting, you know, while they're watching TV or whatever. So I just thought I would show you guys a little bit of the process that I'm doing here. I'm pulling the needle out from what I had already done. I know that might look scary to some of you, but then what I'm doing is I'm coming back. That way I can hold this easier and manipulate the stitches better. And I'm coming back and I'm going in. I'm kind of pulling on this and going in right here above these purl bumps and picking up all the stitches all the way across. And once I've got all these little stitches back on the needle, I'll be at the point where I was right before I inserted those yarn overs. And I've already done that to all of these stitches, because I started at this corner over here. And then all I'll have to do is just, whoops, I got my yarn twisted there. There we go. But all I'll have to do then is just rip out back and forth all the rows that I did until I get back to where I've placed the stitches on the needle. So once I get all of these picked up again, like this, I'll come back and I'll show you guys maybe a little time lapse while I rip out all of these rows that I did. As I was sitting here frogging back, I just thought about something. You know, in my nearly 2 decades of designing, I have discovered that people actually enjoy basic. I mean, there are people that like to, you know, knit more complex patterns with intricate designs, you know, cables and lace. But in my experience, I have found that my patterns that are more on the basic side actually do better. I started to say do more well, do weller, no. But they actually do better than patterns that I've designed that had like seed stitch or lace, you know, cables, things like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep this pattern on the basic side, and maybe my next design will have a little more details to it. But I will be back when I'm ready to frog. I'm just about there, guys. I just have this much more to transfer onto this needle, and then I'll come back and do that time lapse where we rip out all of these rows. All right, I think I did it, guys. I think I got all of the stitches transferred back onto this needle. So we are going to frog back. Yeah. Whew. That was a little bit of a task. I have no idea how many stitches I've got on this thing up until this point. But I would rather have, you know, I was knitting and I got several rows done. Probably 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. I think I did 8 rows that I need to rip out. And I just kept thinking about it while I was knitting, thinking how, oh, I don't like how that looks. So might as well rip it out. I don't want to have something that I'm going to be unhappy with. But I'm going to go ahead, guys, and I'm going to turn on my time lapse. And we're going to be ripping, frogging all the way back to where I've got the stitches on the needle. I did it, guys. I don't know how long that time lapse was going to be, but hopefully you made it through it. I made it. I just realized as I pulled on that last bit that we are to the section that I have picked up and put back on the needle. So we're going to do this row together because there may be some spots, I'm not sure, we'll see, that might need to be adjusted or, you know, arranged back on the needle in a little better. Whoops, yeah, like right there. I think I missed one. Do you see that? Or no, I didn't. It was just loose. It almost looked like it came off the needle. But yeah, I brought you guys back over here to my kitchen table because I thought it would be better to have this lighting while we do this. And I am going to just look at all the stitches as I unravel this last row. And you can watch as well how it looks as they come off the needle. I mean, well, they weren't on the needle. I don't even know if I'm making sense, guys. Yeah, this is, oops, I don't know if that's focused. Hang on. There we go. I love this part. Oh, there is one that does not get on the needle. Do you see that? Right there. Hang on, guys. I need to go grab a stitch marker. So, and actually, yeah, we don't want that one to drop any further. I will be right back, guys. All right, we've got my stitch markers here, and I am going to see if I can salvage this guy. That was scary. That was scary. Where did he go? He's right here. There he is. All right. I won't make you guys suffer as I do the rest of this, but that's what I would do if I came across a stitch that I didn't get picked up. And I'm assuming I will probably find a few more. Oh, and I'm gonna have to fix that one because I can see he's already dropped one stitch right there. So I'm gonna fix him, keep him on the needle or on the stitch marker, and continue frogging. I may have to, it looks like something got twisted here because I can't pull it anymore. So what I'm gonna actually end up doing is I'm gonna come over here and grab this needle on this side, and I'm gonna start transferring all the stitches. And I'm gonna, they're gonna be twisted sometimes too, so I'm gonna untwist them as I transfer them onto this needle, which means going in through the back loop on some of them, maybe all of them. It looks like it could be all of them. Let me see something here, or should they be twisted? I'm just thinking out loud now, guys. Yeah, I think that's right. They are twisted though. So we're going to transfer them all back onto this needle. And then once I get to that point, I'm going to continue transferring them to this needle as I check each one. So that will probably be the best way, because as you can see, if you get to a point like this that you can't frog anymore, you're going to have to do that anyway and come, you know, transfer them over here to until you come to that gap. Where's the end? Oh, never mind. Wow, guys. I'm looking for my yarn that's usually hanging right here, and I'm like, where is it? It's not there. It's not there because we're just transferring stitches. Sorry guys if I went off camera for a minute because, or if it got blurry, because I was actually looking over my camera, not on, I wasn't watching what I was doing on the lens. But this is what I'm gonna do until I get to that point, and I'll be right back. All right, I've come to the point where I dropped that stitch. So what I'm gonna do is, it's right here. And as I mentioned, whoops, I'm going off camera again. Oh, okay. Maybe, yep, that's all it was. Okay. Just a dropped stitch. Let's make sure. Excuse me. Oh yeah, okay. See that bar in front there? So that guy needs to be put back in the right spot. So this bar right here and I always get confused when I do this, but I think if I pull him through this way, yep, there he is. You see the purl bump on the front? That's what he needed. He needed to be picked up like that. And now I can turn it back around and transfer him over to this needle. Looks good to me. And it looks like I can keep going with my frogging. So I'm going to continue doing this, guys, and transferring them over to this needle in case I have any other issues that need to be fixed. And I'll be back in a little bit once I get all these stitches done. I think I'm going to have lunch, and yeah, and then I'm going to continue knitting. All done. We did it, didn't we, Dino? So that was literally 351 stitches across that I replaced onto my needle, and now I can continue knitting. This is Dino, my little knitting buddy, right, Dino? But anyway, thankful that I got that taken care of. I'm going to be much happier with it just being garter stitch at the bottom as well. So I'm going to continue with this after I eat lunch. I just thought I would share my process and my progress on my shawl. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing me do a little frogging. And I'll be back again next time with a regular vlog. Time for lunch, and I'm having some spring rolls with some kimbap and dipping sauce in a couple of little pottery bowls that I made. Bon appetit. Lunch is served. I've got some kimchi, some spring rolls, and some kimbap. I love this kind of food. I love this. Bon appetit. You're gonna give me my knitting back? Silly boy. Yeah, you're gonna give me my knitting back? I tried to catch him laying on it. He was laying on my knitting. Weren't you, silly boy? Happy knitting, guys, and I will see you later. Bye.